Let's talk about the UK's seaside towns, Scarborough, Skegness, Newquay. Once these places were the heart of British holiday culture where families flocked for sun, sand, and the thrill of the arcades. Now they're making headlines for a different reason. Seaside ghost town, tourists out, asylum seekers in. The laughter and excitement have faded, replaced by uncertainty and tension. The local economy, once built on summer crowds and overpriced ice cream cones, is now in crisis. Businesses that thrived on tourism are shuttered, and the high street feels emptier with every passing season. Grand hotels like the Majestic or the Royal Albion, once echoing with laughter and music, now house families fleeing war and persecution. Their ballrooms silent, their lobbies filled with uncertainty. These hotels have become holding pens, their faded glamour a cruel backdrop for people stuck in bureaucratic limbo, waiting for answers that never seem to come. Inside, families wait. No longer tourists, not yet residents, just waiting. Days blur together, routines are lost, and hope is hard to hold on to. A father from Afghanistan, a mother from Syria, each trying to create normalcy for their children in cramped hotel rooms, telling stories of home and dreaming of a better future. Their lives are on hold, reduced to case numbers in a system that moves at a glacial pace. Every day is a waiting game, with no clear end in sight. This isn't just one town's problem, it's a national crisis, stretching from coast to coast, affecting communities up and down the country. While politicians argue and the public debates immigration, a hidden industry is thriving in the shadows, profiting from the chaos and confusion. Companies are making millions from this chaos, all funded by the British taxpayer. The cost keeps rising, but solutions remain out of reach. The laughter is gone, replaced by anxious silence and resentment. Locals feel left behind, and newcomers feel unwelcome. The system is failing everyone, locals and asylum seekers alike. Frustration grows, and hope seems to check out with every passing day. And behind it all, a scandal hiding in plain sight, one that reveals just how broken the system has become. The numbers are staggering, and the scale of the crisis is hard to comprehend. Nearly 400 hotels across the UK now house asylum seekers, transforming once busy tourist spots into makeshift shelters. The cost? £8 million every single day. That's over $56 million a week, or more than $400 million every 2 months. That's money that could fund hospitals, schools, or public transport, vital services that millions rely on, now under even more pressure. The backlog of asylum claims has exploded, with over 175,000 people waiting for a decision, many stuck in limbo for months or even years. As traditional housing filled up, hotels became the temporary solution, now a permanent, expensive fixture in towns and cities across the country. The government outsources the entire operation to private firms, signing massive contracts worth hundreds of millions of pounds. These companies act as middlemen, managing sites, organizing logistics, and sending regular invoices to the Home Office for their services. While the public debates immigration policy and the future of the system, few notice the firms quietly profiting from this arrangement. Shielded by confidentiality agreements, these companies have a direct incentive for the backlog to persist, as every delay means more business. The longer the wait, the more hotels are needed, and the bigger their contracts grow, creating a cycle that's hard to break. It's a perfect business loop, fueled by government incompetence, lack of oversight, and a steady stream of public money. The system is broken, but for some, it's never been more profitable. And as long as the backlog remains, the cycle continues, unchecked and lucrative. How does a humanitarian crisis become a business opportunity? In the UK, the answer is both simple and troubling. When people in desperate need arrive seeking safety, a hidden industry springs into action, one that turns public compassion into private profit. It's a simple, three-step process that quietly moves taxpayer money from government coffers into corporate bank accounts. Step 1. The Home Office outsources asylum housing, shifting responsibility for vulnerable people to private company 9. They offer billion-pound contracts to manage accommodation, promising to solve a crisis with efficiency and expertise. Step 2. A handful of outsourcing giants, already experts in winning government work, secure these lucrative deals. They pledge to deliver value for money, but their real expertise lies in maximizing profit. Step 3. The profit motive takes over, shaping every decision. Every pound not spent on food, staff, or maintenance is profit for the company. The less they provide, the more they earn. Corners are cut, cheaper food, fewer staff, Ignored repairs and overcrowded rooms become the norm, not the exception. The result? Public money flows into private hands, with little oversight or transparency. Contracts are vague, penalties for failure are weak, and accountability is almost non-existent. The Home Office continues to pay the bills, even as reports of squalid, unsafe conditions pile up and complaints go unanswered. It's a pipeline. Public funds in, corporate profits out, with little left for those in need. In the middle, human dignity is lost, as vulnerable people are left to suffer in silence. The system rewards failure and neglect. Vulnerable people suffer, while companies cash in. The government looks away, and the cycle repeats, year after year. This is outsourcing at its worst, a system where public money vanishes and those it was meant to help are left behind. Let's name names: Serco, Mears Group, and Clear Springs Ready Homes. These three companies dominate the UK's asylum accommodation market, holding 10-year contracts worth billions. They've carved up the country: Serco in the north, Mears in Scotland and the northeast, Clear Springs in the south and Wales. It's not competition, it's a government-sanctioned cartel. Serco, infamous for outsourcing failures, has seen profits soar managing every aspect of asylum services. Mears, with a softer image, still faces criticism for poor conditions and rising revenues. Clear Springs, the most secretive, specializes in the lowest-cost housing and has been at the center of multiple scandals. Together, they form an oligopoly: private profit, public risk. There's little room for anyone else. The system is closed, lucrative, and nearly impossible to reform from within. And the people inside, still waiting. This crisis is decades in the making, rooted in the UK's obsession with outsourcing. Since the early 2000s, asylum housing shifted from local authorities to corporate contracts, all in the name of efficiency. The result? The lowest bidder wins, and human welfare loses. Early contracts were plagued by mold, broken heating, and rodent infestations. Brexit and global migration pressures only made things worse, overwhelming an already creaking system. Instead of fixing the backlog, the government doubled down on deterrence and performative policies. The outsourcing model collapsed under the strain, leading to the current hotel crisis. Serco, Mears, and Clear Springs now profit from chaos. It's a perfect storm of failed ideology, administrative breakdown, and corporate opportunism. And the cost is paid by the most vulnerable. For companies, this is about profit. For asylum seekers, it's daily degradation. Families are crammed into single hotel rooms for months, with no kitchens and poor food. Children miss school, their development stunted by isolation and boredom. Mental health issues soar: anxiety, depression, malnutrition. These hotels become incubators of trauma, not sanctuaries. Local backlash, often stoked by extremists, creates a hostile environment. Protests outside hotels terrify families who fled persecution. Contractors provide minimal support and security, leaving residents feeling unsafe. Every corner cut, cheaper food, fewer staff, deepens the misery. The suffering of asylum seekers is subsidized by public money. Communities fracture and trust erodes. The human cost is incalculable. Napier Barracks is the perfect symbol of this system's failure. In 2020, the Home Office housed asylum seekers in a dilapidated army barracks, managed by Clear Springs. Public health experts warned it was unfit for humans, cramped, unsanitary, bleak. A COVID outbreak infected half the residents. A high court judge ruled the site unlawful. Despite fires, protests, and mental health crises, the Home Office renewed the contract. The barracks became a national disgrace, a monument to deterrence over dignity. When profit and political posturing drive policy, you get places like Napier. Accountability vanishes, and suffering becomes routine. The government defends the indefensible. The lesson: outsourcing problems only creates new ones. Napier is a warning, and a shameful one. When things go wrong, who's responsible? The answer: no one. The outsourcing model creates an accountability black hole. The Home Office blames contractors. Contractors hide behind confidentiality. Contracts are secretive, performance data redacted, and oversight is weak. The National Audit Office has repeatedly criticized this lack of transparency. Billions are handed over with little scrutiny or consequence for failure. Problems are identified, complaints made, but nothing fundamentally changes. No one is fired, no contracts are canceled, and the money keeps flowing. The system is designed to resist scrutiny and avoid responsibility. And so, the cycle of failure continues. It doesn't have to be this way. First, speed up asylum decisions, invest in more caseworkers and process claims quickly, cheaper and more humane than endless hotel stays. Second, Take housing back from profiteers, return responsibility to local authorities and non-profits, who know their communities and care about integration. Third, manage arrivals with dignity. Fund proper reception centers for health checks and orientation, then move people into community housing. Fourth, end secrecy. Make contracts and performance data public, with real penalties for failure. The profit motive has no place in the asylum system. We're talking about people's lives, not units of production. Stop paying private firms to fail. Invest in a system that offers dignity to those seeking sanctuary and value to the public. It's time to do things properly. The solution isn't radical, it's just common sense. The UK can do better, and it must.